audience are being streamed. So don't worry about that. You're in a safe space. Talk to each other. Say whatever you feel like. And also, if you're not on the NVIDIA listserv, there is a piece of paper in the back. Please write down your email on that table, and we will let you know when all the materials from this session are online. The other thing is, if you're aware of the collaborative note-taking that Erwin and the online task force have put together for our stream and others, please, please, please help out with those notes. It is very important at this time we collect this information. And if you hate Twitter like I do, this is a great place for you to participate in that. I'm going to let Robin speak. He's our co-coordinator of the symposium, and then we'll get on to the
Just real quick, I was going to share a little bit. I was recently at a forum at UCLA that was also around questions of community archiving, and one of the keynotes for that was someone who is represented in different ways without being here at the conference. But Jared Drake gave the keynote. He helped work with one of the organizations that we'll be seeing down the line, and I'll probably talk a little bit about how he found that. But for him, he was talking about that forum around the question of this idea of how archives work with history. He quoted Paul Gilroy, who I thought was a quote that's good for today, and I've been thinking about a lot this week, honestly, and saying the problem of history and the kind of history that's a great white man, dead great white man history is something that is a problem, but that Gilroy says, we don't fix that problem of memory and abolition by shunting one great man off the stage and wheeling another one on, or a great woman in the form of a nanny. We don't fix it. We have to do damage, at least some damage, to that idea of history. And that's something that I think a lot of us, we have different feelings of it, but I think what unites a lot of the community archiving work and some of the groups today is an understanding that the systems that are archival systems, that are national systems, international systems, aren't serving a lot of the people that we care about, the collections we care about, and in many cases couldn't ever. So I think I really share that sense. This is about looking to alternatives that might always have to be an alternative, and I think that's something that really unites a lot of us today. So that's something I've been thinking about. But I also want to say this is about a form of building up, and that's what we were talking about forums. This isn't just about the critique. This is about how we support each other, and I feel very supported by a lot of people I know in this room, and want to do my best to support that. So love and respect and active compassion is what I'm hoping for today. Thank you everyone for coming.
Okay, hi. Hi everyone, my name is Kelli Hicks, and welcome. We're so excited to have you all here today. We are going to be breaking out into groups, I think it's 5, to discuss what we can do with the Community Archive Workshop to make it better for everybody who wants to participate, perhaps to scale it up and to work with other organizations who are doing similar work. So thank you so much for being here. I think we're going to move quickly today, so I'll just go ahead and pass it on, and we'll talk more in detail about that. So thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's so amazing to see you all at the symposium today. So I'm just going to give a little introduction to the Community Archiving Workshop. I know a lot of you probably have already heard of it, but for those of you who are new, actually just a show of hands, who has maybe not familiar with the Community Archiving Workshop at EMEA? Okay, so quite a few of you. Okay, great. So the Community Archiving Workshop at EMEA is a volunteer organized annual pre-conference event that we've been doing since 2010, during which archivists who are coming into town for the EMEA conference have the opportunity to spend a day at a partnering local organization or with more than one partnering local organization and working with local volunteers to inventory and assess one of the organization's unprocessed audiovisual collections. Here are just some of the photos. We have an image gallery on our website, which Sandra is going to tell you a bit about our website later, that has really great photos if you want to check out more of the work. So the workshop was first organized by Jimenez over there, outside of the EMEA conference, actually the first time that it was offered in 2010 at the Scribe Media Center in Philadelphia. And at the Independent Committee meeting that year, Mona gave a report back on how the workshop went, and we were so excited that we wanted to take it on as a project of the committee. So the committee decided to help organize and sponsor the workshop the following year, and soon after, the diversity committee also became a key organizer and sponsor of the workshop. And the workshop has just continued to grow every year since then. So here is just a list of the organizations where the workshop has taken place. Scribe, Austin History Center, $3 Bill Cinema in Seattle, which is a gay lesbian film festival, Valentine History Center, and Virginia Commonwealth University, All Walks of Life, which is a youth organization in Savannah, and the Georgia Historical Society. Last year we were at the Portland Institute of Contemporary Art, and this year we were at Attack Theater, working with Attack Theater, City of Asylum, and independent filmmaker, film collector David Newell. Who's here at the workshop this year? Awesome. And who here has been to at least one community archiving workshop? And keep your hands up if you've been to more. 2, 3, 4. Oh, you still have some hands up. Great. Yeah, and also to mention, we've actually had workshops outside of the annual conference as well, from in Nashville and Oaxaca, Santiago. So this is like a growing and spreading movement. So the reason why we do community archiving workshop is because we think it gives EMEA attendees a chance to meet local organization and local people to learn about the collections in the cities where we are and about the local history. We hope that it helps local organizations gain a better intellectual and physical control over their collections. A lot of time we work with groups that are not collecting institutions, that don't have professional archivists on staff. So allowing them to prioritize and jumpstart their preservation efforts. So for instance, when we worked with $3 Bill Cinema in Seattle, eventually that led to them partnering with the University of Washington and donating their collection for preservation. The workshop also builds awareness and interest within a community about their local collections and about audiovisual archiving. So when we bring local volunteers to come in, they're often seeing these materials that are part of their community for the first time. We think it's a model that can be very easily replicable anywhere, and this is part of the reason why we're having this session today, to try to find out from people how that can be done. And finally, if any of you have been to the workshop, I think it's a really fun day that we all get to spend together, and there's a lot of talking, we have lunch, and people learn a lot and learn from each other. So, and also just on a personal level for me, one of the things I love most about the workshop is the people involved in organizing it, and here's a list of the core committee. We're spread out in 3 time zones all over the country and also outside of the country, and we come from a wide range of backgrounds and experience, and it's just been such a joy for me to be able to collaborate with all of the CAW organizers year after year. So I think that's it for me, and Sandra's going to walk us through just what a basic workshop looks like to give people an idea.
Okay, so it's Football Call Day. There's probably a little over half of y'all have participated in a CAW so far. But for those that haven't and are looking forward to seeing you next year, a typical day starts about 9 a.m. where the organizing committee arrives and sets up the space. Here we're looking at our new kit that Amy Slover put together with film lines, leader, and it will be housed at the EMEA offices in LA, and you can check it out. Actually check it out. And so we're really excited to have that kit. And then we start a welcome. We take about an hour for welcome and some instructional presentations. This is Daniel Flegel, our partner organization, Attack Theater, who hosted the event this year. introducing his organization and some, like where the restrooms are and things like that. Our other partner organizations this year were City of Asylum, who had a DVD collection, and David Newell, who had a film collection from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and also his personal film collection that we went through. This is so the second half of the beginning is presentations. So Kelli Hicks is giving the film presentation right now, just a basic primer to what film is and what that workstation will be working with. Jeff Martin did one on film, not video, and Pamela did one on digital preservation because this year we did a Born Digital collection of DVDs. And then we break off for about, then we start working. For 2 hours, we break off into workstations. Here's our film workstation, a video workstation, and the DVD Born Digital workstation. And we work for 2 hours, we figure out what we're doing for 2 hours probably, usually, and then we have lunch. I don't know if I have a lunch picture, but we had lunch and we had a presentation this year by Innocent from Malawi, and that was very interesting how they are working with the local Malawi tribes and documenting their dances and youth engagement in media. And then I always love our overarching photograph of each CAW. It's always so interesting, all the work that's happening in just one frame. You can see the film workstation right here, Born Digital, and then video over there. And then by the end of the day, we have finished all of our work. Our films were all inventoried and inspected and put in new cans. The videos were inventoried. We used Google Forms, and the DVDs were logically transferred and transcoded using Handbrake and delivered that stuff. It's always a nice feeling at the end of the day. And then we wrap up. And so after the first call, the Independent Media Committee did in Austin, we started trying to document the process, how we did it, and to create a handbook. And we put the handbook online. We have communityarchiving.org. You can find it there. Still, there's areas that need to be fleshed out. But the skeleton's there, and it's also another point of feedback that we'd like to get back from y'all today is what kind of resources are missing here, or what you would like to see go to a website when you're going to organize a CAW. So we have basic about CAW, getting started. The basic structure of the website is just the basic buckets that people can go to. We have a past workshop page where we're trying to list all of them. We include the NEOP projects in New York every year, and we already have stuff for Pittsburgh. Right now, we put the instructions for the DVD processing there for people to look back and reminisce. And we do, every year, we upload our photos to our Flickr page, and you can see them all on the website. Just get a good visual of the activity in the workshop. We have a video that one of Mona's students, or a couple of Mona's students did from the New York CAW in 2015, which is very good. We've been uploading them to Internet Archive. And over on the border is the basic bookmarks for the handbook. So you can go through getting started and you can see all the pages before the workshop. We'd like to flesh out the day of the workshop to include the presentations, and that's where we would have the different presentations, that the basic presentations, and you can share your workshop. And this is kind of an active page for the workshop day, where we put all the links to the forms, inventory forms that people are going to use. And down at the bottom, we have a feedback evaluation form link and generic form links that you can kind of see how the Google Forms look, our download PDF version, or a doc version of a generic inventory form that we use that includes film, video, and audio. And real quick, you can see the form front and back, check, chock full of stuff. And that's it.
I'm doing.
Anybody can do it.
Okay, yes, sorry, sorry about that. We've changed the workflow a little bit. So, yes, I'm going to talk about why we are here today. We are trying to get some serious feedback about how the community archive workshop works from those of you who've already attended one, and what worked for you and what information you need to do your own community archive workshop. And we also want to hear from those of you who haven't participated to make sure that the resources that we have are clear, and that that there's nothing else that you need, or whatever else it is that you need to put the CAW together, that we can provide that for you.
I think there's slides coming.
There are
For the
slides?
3 questions.
Maybe you should, I think you should do the slides.
Well, I can't remember, I don't know who made this, but somebody did, but.
Okay.
But, okay, so these are the main questions in the small groups, which will be facilitated. We have facilitators for everywhere. So what knowledge, so this is more like information, like do you need a list of equipment, what do you need to actually carry out the CAW, what do you think that, in terms of more informational, so what skills maybe you feel that you need to practice negotiating, what kind of descriptive template to use, or to evaluate what the organization's doing, or communication. And this is sort of going to what Sandra was just talking about, besides the website, besides the templates. Can you think of anything else that should be aggregated together that would be good for created in order for you to carry out a CAW? And then we have this basic general question about how would this impact your community. We're thinking, we have this idea of doing regional, kind of having regional places where we would provide training in regions and different people would be trained. And we're trying to find out, partly is that an effective model, but also what do you think can happen as a result of a CAW? What would you see happening in your own communities? I don't know if there's anything, that's it. Yeah. So now we have 5 groups, and Kelli, did you do this part, or I don't care?
You can go.
Okay, good. Okay, so we have 5 groups which are facilitated by 2 people. And so we have 1 here, there's 3 on this side, and there's 2 on this side. So this group, do you already have facilitators for this one? Is it Luke and Kelli? Okay, and that one's Caroline and Oriah back there. And then who's going to go to the back?
I'll go back.
Yvonne and whoever. Oh, okay, well, whatever, you guys know what you're doing. So facilitators, so, yeah. That's a good idea. So panelists asking, can we organize by region? Would you come up here and make that happen? Just please.
So I would love to have a West Coast district, like a mountain region, Midwest.
I don't know what it's like in the south.
Does that make sense? I mean, actually did think through how we're going to divide you, so. Bay Area's over here.
Not there.
Oh. Got one person in the Bay Area. That's here.
Which bay?
I would say that why don't the facilitators go to their places and then,
We can figure out who's actually here. I don't really know who's here. Midwest. Midwest. So we have all the Midwest.
Deep south.
and
Midwest.
West.
How about West Coast over here?
Northeast.
for everybody, if you could gather emails within each of your groups, that way we can let you know how things have turned out today. So please make sure you get everyone's email if you wants to be on the email list.
Don't need to listen.